Hey everyone, welcome to Faith in Focus. Today I want to share 5 Bible verses that have significantly changed my life. Each of these verses has brought me comfort, strength, and hope during different seasons of my journey. I hope they inspire you as much as they have inspired me. Ephesians 4:22-24 says, "You were taught with regard to your former way of life, to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness." I remember a time when I felt trapped in negative thoughts and unhealthy behaviors. But this verse inspired me to take steps toward change. It became my daily reminder to renew my mind and focus on living in God's righteousness. Every day is a chance to start fresh. 1 Peter 5:10 says, "And the God of all grace, who called you to his eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast." This verse has been a lifeline during tough times. Life is filled with trials, and sometimes it feels like we're drowning in our struggles. But this verse reassures me that my suffering is temporary. God is right there with me, ready to restore and strengthen me. Psalm 56 verse 3 says, "When I am afraid, I put my trust in you." Fear can feel overwhelming, can't it? This verse has taught me that it's okay to feel afraid, but what matters is where we place our trust. Every time I felt that fear was rising in my life, I would remember this verse, and then I began to recite it as a prayer, and it helped me refocus my thoughts on God's faithfulness instead of my worries. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This verse brings me so much hope, especially during uncertain times. I remember a particularly challenging time in my life when everything seemed to be falling apart. I was filled with doubt about my future. But then I came across this verse. It reminded me that God has a purpose for every twist and turn. It gave me the courage to keep moving forward and trust His timing. And finally, Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." This verse has fundamentally changed my perspective on life. Knowing that God is weaving all things together for my good has helped me see even the difficult moments as part of His greater plan. There were moments in my life when I couldn't understand why things were happening the way they were, but as time passed, I began to see how God was using those experiences to shape me. Romans 8:28 gave me hope that no matter how tough things get, God is always working behind the scenes for my good. So those are the 5 verses that have changed my life. Each of them carries a powerful message of hope, strength, and reassurance. I encourage you to meditate on these verses and see how they can impact your life too. I would love to hear your thoughts. What verses have shaped your journey? Please share in the comments below. Let's encourage one another. If you found this video inspiring, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more uplifting content. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. God is with you every step of the way. Until next time, stay blessed.